This option is going to show you that if you were to have an extra Chromebook or laptop that would sit up in front of the classroom, and then you have a smart board plugged into either a desktop or a laptop. So in this scenario, so that I could both watch the students at home plus present in a way so that everybody could see what I'm doing, if I go to my Chromebook or laptop and I go to my Google Classroom, I select the link, and on this device, I select Join Now. So now what this is going to allow me to do is I could set up my screen to be tiled, and I could see all of my students here, and I know that when I look at this Chromebook, I'm looking at my students that are at home, and I could also look out at the students in my classroom. So now when I want to present and to avoid the feedback, I am now going to turn and go to the device that's plugged into the smartboard, and there's going to be a small difference here. This time, when I go to the Meet, instead of selecting Join Now, I'm going to select Present right from the beginning, and watch what happens. If you look very carefully, you're going to notice that the mic and camera are off. That means I'm not going to get feedback. And now, when I go to your entire screen, I would, of course, want to make sure that Share Audio is selected. I select my screen. I select Share. So now, whatever I do on this screen, whether it's Smart Notebook or anything else, that will then go to the students at home. So if I start writing on my smartboard, like I did right there, that's now presenting to the students at home, because I know that because that's the same device. And it doesn't matter what I do. So if I wanted to show them something on the Sphere software, and I open up Sphere, and I want to show them the textbook that I'm looking at right now, everything then sends back home to the students. And if I had students in here, I would of course see them over here on the right-hand side. So this is the way that you would want to do it if you had the ability to have an extra Chromebook or laptop plus the device that's plugged into your smartboard. And then of course, if you wanted to go full screen on that device so they could see you, if I just hit stop presenting on this screen when I brought it up, I now go full screen on the device, and then when I'm ready to show the class again, I go to present now, your entire screen, and then once again, everything that I do up on this screen will end up going to the students at home. So I'm going to show you how to make it so that instead of having your computer and your projector show the same thing, I'm going to show you how to do extended displays so that on your projector you could show your lesson to both your class in the room and then your students at home, while on the actual computer you have the Google Meet so you can observe what's going on with your students. And what I'm about to show you is going to work on all the laptops plugged into the smart boards, but it may or may not work on a desktop, so there is a way to find out. So I'm going to go to my laptop or desktop. I am going to get to the desktop and then go to Display Settings, and I'm going to scroll down, and then underneath Multiple Displays, if I have the option to extend these displays, that means I could do the extended displays. So I'm going to go to Keep Changes, and if you notice right now, the projector in my computer show two different things. So what I can do now, and we'll kind of do this way I think I'd want to do it, is if I drag to the left, I could drag it over there, but it's not working. So if I go to the right, it does. It shows up. So there is a way to fix that. So I'm going to go back up to the top of these settings, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this button for Identify. And it shows a 1 here and a 2 there. And then if you look at the way that these two monitors are set up, it's showing the 1 is on the left and the 2 is on the right. But once again, the 2 should actually be on the left. So if I just click and drag these screens, so I'm going to drag the 2 over to the left, select Apply. Now when I drag this display over, it matches. So I could drag it from one screen to the next. So you may or may not have to do that. It depends upon what side of your projector your computer's on. So now that I've done that, I could have my Google Meet up here, and then if this is my lesson, I could actually take this lesson and I just left clicked and dragged, and I'm gonna bring it over to my projector screen. So now I have my lesson up here, and it could be Smart Notebook lesson, website, whatever it's gonna be. And then over here, I could have my Google Meet. And if I go to chat, I could have this opened up. And then for the students at home, so they could see that screen, I'm gonna go to Present Now. I'm gonna do your entire screen. I'm gonna select the screen that actually shows my lesson. So now, once this finishes, anything that I do up there is being shown at home. And if you really wanna make sure, if I look up top, I should notice up here is my projector screen. And of course, it's gonna have a little thumbnail of my camera and what I'm showing to my students. The next thing that I need to show you is how to set up your smartboard, because as of right now, if I was to try to use the smartboard, it's actually gonna be doing it on there and not here. So it's not gonna be aligned with the right screen. So to make sure that that works, the way that I'm gonna do that is when I go to do my alignment, I am gonna click on these two buttons like I've always done, and you're gonna notice it shows up on the computer screen, not here. If I click on the two buttons again, that will move it to this screen. So now that I could do my alignment, like I've always done, to make sure it's aligned to the projector and not to that screen. You're gonna have to do that after you set up the extended displays.